Oh, good morning, everybody. I think it's January 10th, 2026. It is 40 degrees out. I think we're hitting 50 today. It's Saturday, so I'm going to be trying to get some stuff done. Right now I'm taking the car down to wash it and stuff. Every year we take this car to go ahead and get it undercoated with oil. So there's like this really sticky oil. I guess it's popular in Canada to have this done where they go through, but we had it when we first bought the car. We had them take apart the whole bottom part of it, you know, like the wheel well covers and everything else, and they went in with this it's like a really sticky oil substance that they coat your car with, and they just have to redo it and touch it up every year. So that's what today is. And to do that, I think they asked us to wash the car before we take it in. So, and the other thing that's weird about it is you're not supposed to do a undercoat, or you're not supposed to do an undercarriage wash. Like, so you want to leave that oil there. You don't want to wash your undercarriage and like try to, you know, degrease and get rid of all that oil they put down there. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I've bought used cars in the past that had like the regular like rubberized sort of undercoating, but everyone says that this is better, so that's what we're gonna do. You gotta trust our Canadian neighbors to the north, because they get way more snow and probably get way more salt on the roads than we do here in Pittsburgh. So I have to think their winter's probably at least 3 weeks longer than ours. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Wash the car, take it in. I think the missus is coming with me. I'm gonna pass this one. I usually don't like to be the person that passes on this road. In fact, I think this road should probably just be one lane. Sometimes people park in that right lane there. So let's see. It's like the landscaping company's renting parking spaces over there. I wonder if that'd be a good place to store an RV or something. I wonder what they're charging. Probably way too much. Yeah, I think this is called Nelson Run here. There's a lot of roads in Pittsburgh called runs where they're going down hills, and they're named after like the little ditch of water that goes down into the creek. Nelson Run, Gertie's Run. I'm trying to think. Those are the two ones that pop in my head. In this area, there's like a couple runs, but there's a lot more than just that, though. It's just because there's so many hills, and like every time there's runoff going down the hills, they call it a run. Some towns are defined by their run, which is pretty interesting. I'm sure there's a better technical term for that water flow than a run, but it works. So we'll get this thing washed. Nice to see this gas station open. It was abandoned for at least 2 or 3 years, I think. That's the other thing. Like, how many vape shops can you have? I know in downtown Pittsburgh there's a lot of vape shops, and I guess, I don't agree with this. I think if you can open a business and people are buying your stuff and you're in the city, they should let you stay open, but they want to like limit the amount of vape shops downtown. And I'm like, well, what are you going to put in there in the place of the vape shops? There's usually nothing downtown, so why you would go after the vape shops. One thing I hate about this one is it doesn't have a timer, so I just put the quarters in and go really fast. If you want to do a good wax job, you've got to put $5 on this thing. So I'll do $2.50 with soap and water, and then I'll let it stop, and then I'll do wax and water. Let's see, here we go. Always takes a minute for the soap to come out. All right, guys. Mission accomplished. Next week at this time, this car is going to be in Florida because I'm just driving down there for 2 days with my wife. Much needed. I just dropped the wife and the kids off at Burlington. Look at that old stairway there. Anyway, that used to be Kaufman's. Actually, all this was Kaufman's. See all the signs for it. It got real foggy, didn't it? The City County building. They had this really decorated nicely. Oh, look at that mural. Can't get in. And here's the old, I think this is the old courthouse and the old jail. Well, actually, it's still the courthouse. There's the old Union Trust building. Steel building over there. BNY Mellon. Grant Street. Look at that cool table down there. There's like a bubble inside of the table, or a marble, and it's like going down a maze of stuff. That's crazy. It's just like making its way into the middle of the table. That's cool. The Frick building, that's named after Henry Clay Frick. So I believe Frick made a big part of his fortune off of manufacturing coke that was used to burn in the steel mills. So him and Carnegie were, I think they were competitors, but they were also kind of feeding off each other. So kind of an interesting relationship there. building that says Highmark. That's Fifth Avenue Place. I'm just making a big loop around the old Kaufman's. This is still, Kaufman's was huge. I'm glad they at least kept the old signs up, and the Kaufman's clock. That's a really big deal. Look at these old doors. I don't even know what's in there. Yeah, it gets a little creepy down here. There's not enough people doing stuff, and the people that are down here are not always properly housed. There's a dead bird up there. Ugh. They're building more apartments down here and giving them fancy names like the Bank Tower. Which is kind of nice to get some more people living down here. There's one called the Industrialist. There's one of the vape shops they're trying to get rid of, probably. Here's a playhouse. My wife does a really good job finding stuff like that to do and getting us out. I think we saw something in there. And there was one year she got us down to at least 2 or 3 shows. There's some of the shows that are playing. Thought that was Greg Louganis, but it's somebody dancing on the bridge. Okay, yeah, so this is the university that has this, Point Park University. I do believe that is the one we went to then. All right, guys, that's about it for today. I'm sure I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I do need to do some work tomorrow, but I'll check in with you on the next one. Everybody have a great weekend.